talking wisdom. Perfect. This one is also 5 minutes.
Threading an international network of values in action. For over 5 decades, the great family of New Acropolis International has not ceased to grow. As a non-profit organization, we bring together men and women from around the world through a universal educational program based on the development of human values. Some of the main values we promote are generosity, solidarity, and respect of human dignity, regardless of race, gender, age, political or religious ideas.
Realmente son los jóvenes los que son el futuro del mundo. אני חושב שזה חשוב קודם כל לצעירים, מכיוון שהם יכולים בתוך הפילוסופיה למצוא משמעות, תוספת לחיים.
Porque es a través de la juventud como se puede desarrollar mejor los valores para ayudar a otras personas.
Parce que les jeunes, le monde de demain leur appartient. Par le volontariat, ils sont capables de décider de ce qu'ils vont en faire.
Porque los jóvenes tenemos esa fuerza, tenemos esas ganas de generar un cambio.
Mert a fiatalok jelentik a jövőt, és ezzel a lehetőséget egy jobb világra.
Porque finalmente es cuando estamos jóvenes, cuando estamos más abiertos también a atrevernos a romper nuestros límites.
It's only when people are young can you actually get them excited and motivated and really enthusiastic about changing and improvement.
Porque los jóvenes son realmente los que cambiamos el mundo.
Predovšetkým preto, že aby boli šťastní, aby sa cítili užitoční a aby vlastne mali možnosť poznať, že
We are 25,000 volunteers around the world. We are present in 5 continents, actively promoting intercultural. 46 cultures integrate New Acropolis, and 21 languages are spoken in our many centers in the world. The volunteer programs in each country are chosen based on the needs of its society and the abilities and initiatives of its own volunteers. Thus, our organization potentiates individual will in favor of common good, developing a diverse variety of activities in the following main areas: ecological, artistic, cultural, and solidarity support. However, all our programs have a common purpose: to work for a better world, consolidating better human beings.
teamwork, generosity,
Being brave.
La fraternidad, la tolerancia y el apoyo al más necesitado.
Love, giving, dedicating yourself to other people.
La voluntad, la generosidad,
Patience, humor, and inner joy.
La generosidad, la responsabilidad y el sentido profundo de la fraternidad humana.
Cooperate with similar organizations and people to build a better society through volunteerism. with us. Share with us the happiness, work, and friendship of our great adventure. Visit us www.acropolis.org.
Well, that was a little bit about New Acropolis. Let me just open the photos. If you have it with you, there is a picture. This is for you to keep. But I will try to put it also in the background. I don't know how much the quality here is good, but if you have it, what you have in your hand, it should be good enough. So sometimes we talk about this. You can look what you have on your hand, and also in the back side there are the 6 paramitas that we're going to talk about it in a moment. So the video is not to tell about New Acropolis. It's a lot to say. I can give a lecture just about this. But if you have an interest, of course, you can ask us later. There is material outside. But I hope that what we saw, the video that we saw, could give a little bit of the feeling on the understanding of what we mean by philosophy in the classical manner, which is different, I think, than philosophy as it understood today, as it has been understood today. Today, sometimes people say, don't be a philosopher, when they mean that you're talking too much or you're making something too much intellectual. If you go to study in university today, philosophy, I'm not sure that the aim of it is wisdom. But when you follow the word, if you follow the famous Greek Pythagoras, where it is said that he is the one that started or labeled philosopher, the story said that when people call and refer to him, the great Pythagoras, you are a sophos, meaning you are a wise man, then he said, no, please don't call me so. I'm not a wise man. I'm a philosophos, meaning in love in wisdom, with wisdom, a follower of wisdom, a disciple. And a follower of wisdom means also someone who walks in the path, changing. When we go and study philosophy today, it might be like that, or might not. I'm not sure that when we talk about philosophy today, we mean exactly that. Philosophy is about changing. Sometimes in order to change, you need to live information. Who is the founder of New Acropolis in Israel 24 years ago. And he learned it from his teacher, Fernando Schwartz, who is still the director of New Acropolis in France. And the story goes that 20, 30 years ago, Fernando received a book written in Tibetan language. And he was there in Sorbonne, the head of anthropology's department. And the question was about translating this book to France. And he saw that it's a quite of esoteric book, meaning it's not the usual information that you get or hear about Tibetan wisdom. And the book was about this picture, this painting. And the book was explaining about the photo, about the picture that you see here, but it was illustrated. Not this exact picture. But the basics that we're going to share were there, exactly the same. And later on, they published the book. Fernando developed a few lectures and talked about this subject. And recently, a year ago, he even came with a small book about this that he wrote. And I can share with you that January, February, we're going to have the English version of it that we already translated, and it's going to be available here. And that's it. That's how I know about the subject, a little bit. 2 years ago, my teacher from Israel, Pierre, who is also a photographer, was here also 2 weeks ago. We gave some lectures about the art of photography and philosophy. So if you deal with philosophy, actually we deal with all the aspects of life. So you can even tie it to photography. And we went 2 years ago together to the Dharmashala, traveled a little bit, and out of the blue, suddenly we see this picture, exactly as it is, exactly as it's been taught in the book, with everything exactly the same. Now, I don't know how it is done today, if they really follow exactly as it's explained in the book, but it's nice to see that the tradition is kept. And every detail that you see here is exactly as it been explained to us 30 years ago, exactly as it's been explained long ago, 400 years ago, by that Tibetan Lama. And our interest here is not to share, my interest, or Acropolis, is not to share about Tibetan Buddhism as a religion, but to talk about the Tibetan Buddhism in this aspect, or Buddhism in large, as a philosophy. And it's true also today that when you talk about Buddhism, if you open the Wikipedia or anything else, you'll see that they've been described as religion, but also as philosophy. I believe that every religion authenticate, following the meaning of the word religion, which I'm not sure that everybody knows, but religion, with the source from Latin, means to unite, like yoga, to unite with life, to unite with reality, to unite with the world, with wisdom. It's not necessarily religion as we understand it in the day-by-day practice. Sometimes it has this philosophy, sometimes not. If we follow Buddhism from this aspect, leaving aside all the religious aspect of it, we see that it's a path for liberation, and therefore a philosophy. And therefore it's relevant to each one of us. And therefore this picture that you see here, even though that you see a man, can be a woman, even though that you see a monk here, it can be any one of us. And I would like to share something about this photo from this perspective. In large, when we talk about Buddhism, we talk about voyage. Voyage from ignorance to liberation. Voyage that started maybe with the famous Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, which we know from our culture here that he is not the only one that we consider as a Buddha. Buddha as what? Buddha was somebody who reached to... What is Buddha? What does it mean? Enlightenment, yes, like Buddhi. So when the consciousness of a man reached to that level, we might refer to such a person as a Buddha. And one of the most famous one of these, the one that we know so much of, is the one that is considered to be the founder of Buddhism. But if you follow his word, you see that he's talking to us as human beings, as a path to liberation. Of course, he was born here in India. His background, as far as I know, as a Kshatriya family, as a prince, and the language will be suited to this place. But he's talking about a path to liberation, which is relevant then, relevant today, and probably will be relevant also tomorrow. And from this angle, we have the interest for the Buddhism as a study or as a philosophy. The voyage from ignorance or darkness into light can be also be seen as a voyage of concentration. Now, it's important for me to talk, because today's subject is concentration, to talk about the value of concentration, because I feel that concentration is not so much popular as the word meditation. But as you see here, at least in the Buddhism path, there are two paths to meditation, two types of meditation. But what we mean usually is meditation. Here, it's, you see that the monk sitting in the cave. Where I have this? Yes? You can see it in your postcard because it's more clear. That is what they call the concentration, or meditative concentration, meaning the level